Attorney for the P.U.P. 7, the P.U.Ps have said that they believe that this case is going very well for them, that certain important admissions and clarifications came out in testimony today, which helps them in their case. Do you agree or disagree?
I actually disagree with that statement. You were in the court as well. This morning we found that the witnesses for the petitioners actually had more admissions in support of our position. And we believe that the case is actually sided in our benefit at this point in time.
Do you think that this particular petition is frivolous?
Yes, I do believe it's frivolous, and I do believe that anyone who looks at the actual petition and the numbers contained therein will recognize that there is an obvious error and an oversight in terms of minor miscalculations that were later remedied, and that it's not sufficient enough for a court to set aside an entire election based on the facts or the position presented in that petition by the petitioners.
How do you view the returning officer's positions that she did not verify ballot by ballot to reconcile, and that she simply calculated based on what her presiding officers were noting on the forms and documents they were working with?
That statement that you just said in terms of a question actually speaks for itself, because that's exactly our position. We're saying that the purported errors are so minor that simply by looking at the forms, one can actually make those corrections and recognize where the little errors were made on the actual forms. And there was no need to actually go back to the actual ballots.
Sir, in case of Sandra Carranza, the P.U.P. scrutineer, it was pointed out that these were not official numbers. They, as a P.U.P. scrutineers, they use their own numbers.
Correct.
Talk to us about that aspect of the case and why, as Nigel Hogg pointed out, that her testimony was basically useless.
Well, what I don't wish to speak with for Mr. Hogg. However, I believe what the position was in respect to her was that both parties, when they do those calculations, they have their own forms and they would put their numbers in and fill it out as they go along. And what they were saying is that whatever numbers she wrote for herself is not an official number, and as such it can't be used in court against the returning officers.